So say like you only have 1 hour watch time, right? And you have like 1,500 videos, and all your videos on average are like 10 minutes. You only have 1 hour watch time. Say if you even have just 5 minute watch time, right? Out of all your videos over the years, you want that. You really do want that because this is going to allow you to create the space you want, you know. And this is also going to say this, right? To those who are lobbying for their own interests, right? The senators, particularly the senators, because they pass budgets. The representatives, they just legislate whatever they feel like needs to happen, and it's ultimately it's going to end up in the hands of the senator. So, say if you want, a community that lives like the Amish, right? Say you know a couple people who can help you create that community, and they're trying to find out, well, we have a year that's coming up, right? We have a year that's coming up, and we have to find a sponsor who will legislate a bill, you know, from a committee, right? That's basically saying, okay, who deserves this money? Who deserves that money, right? Who is displaced? Because again, if you have 1,500 videos, right, and you notice that YouTube is not pushing your message, no one is finding your videos. This will allow for groups and committees to kind of cue in and look. Okay, is this person really saying something? Um, and it's not getting pushed. This is going to allow for them to say, okay, we could use this year as a moment to correct those who are displaced, right? We can put these displaced people in a position to where whatever it is they need, they could have. Because again, we're people, right? We're humans. So you could see like a senator saying, we're going to pass this budget, okay? We're going to open up grant offices. You come by and sign. We can find out who deserves this money, who deserves that money. Because I think everybody want to be apart from society because they don't like what's in society, right? Because we've all been placed on top of each other. And, people have come into the communities, who are not necessarily from certain communities. They've kind of pushed their message, right? They've forced assimilated. This will allow someone like Nancy Pelosi or Hakeem Jeffries to actually speak out about something like this, right? You want the cabin in North Michigan. You want the countryside in Minnesota. You want the ranch in Wyoming. You see, you want the stable in Oregon. This will allow someone to say, okay, I'll step in and I'll see if I qualify for it. They could push your message then. You notice how like you see some content creators and then you see them a year later, they're in a entirely different environment, a entirely different situation. They have everything that they need. Well, this is just from pushing a message. Pushing the message. I see some of these creators, right? And I wonder, like, how did they get all these supporters? How did they get all these comments, these likes? You see, this is someone just with a good camera, a great point of view, a great POV, and they're speaking. Okay? They may make 10 videos, 20 videos, 30 videos, 100 videos at tops. But you see, they're not pressed to give a message. It's just that people are interested in who they are more so than their perspective. They want to know who they are, really. And you also see that the content creators, they don't necessarily engage with the comment publishers. They don't engage with them. They make the video and they step back and they watch how many people come and like the video. They don't care what's being said in the comments. So again, when you're put in a position where you can kind of see like, okay, are senators really paying attention to what the public is saying? And you notice this, that they are, right? At sometimes, right, when you start to see certain budgets get passed on the federal level and the state level, you start to see, right, when they start recognizing the input that certain groups have given, right? Like me, I would fit into the group of Negroes, right? So you'll see something be passed about Negro baseball leagues. You see what I'm saying? You'll see something, passed about farmers. So that stuff really fits to me. So as much as you can say, as much as you can do, as much as you can add, it's going to help your group of people. Whoever that is that you need to help, it's going to help them. Just by you speaking whatever you realize. Because again, I mentioned in a past video, if you say something, it's realized. If you can think it, it's realized. If you are thinking it now, that means someone else is thinking it. You see? So, great peace, Yakoki.